Hopefully, sometimes. Maybe, I don't know. It varies game to game. More lockpicks! So, I'm in the basement of what was probably a winery at some point. Yep. You are in the cellar of an abandoned winery. The smell of sour wine is heavy in the air. Several of the nearby casks have been smashed, and the floor is sticky with their contents. As you round the corner, a wretch in the shadows howls, "Go! Hunt! Kill!" And then you hear snarling, and the sound of many padded feet on the gravel. What's up, critter? You know what? I have a friend for you. I will name you Bolty. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I like that skill. Later in the game, I think there might be, but not to the scale you're expecting, probably. I know there's a way to augment items in Avadon if Avadon hasn't changed much. And I know it exists outside Avadon as well, in rarely hard to get places. But as for direct crafting of items, no. Yay! I get boots and a helmet. I still can't use a short sword. Do I have character points yet? Hey, look, I have a skill tree. Check that out. I need a lot more experience. Well, I can take this wine. And some more wine. Ooh. Really? Bitey 2? Nice, they named it Bitey. Oh, them wretches, they're so creative. Say, if you're curious, this game's available for $10 on Steam. Lovely crystal. And a candle. And a fine cloak. And some gold. I like loot. Loot is my friend. Wander around. Hey, check it! I have a turret. And there's an emerald. And some more wine. Generally, this game will pace very well. And should have no problem fighting these guys off my own. Not that I really want to, but there we go. Jeez, it's just outside range. Oh well. Look, meat. And an amphora, which I really don't care about. And a potion. I like potions. When I say on sale, I mean it's actually default price. But not necessarily that is the... Really? They have a wretch hunter? I'll kill you because you're almost dead, and then we'll attack you because you're about to die regardless. And stuff! Another sword I don't really care about. Ew. Crude skid bracelet. You know what? It's an item. I'll equip it. Even if it is gross. Scroll of lightning! I'll have use of that later, I'm sure. So, that's it for those guys. They are dead. I'm leaving here. And hopefully she'll have found a way past by the time I get back up there. Da-dum-da-dum. And here we go. Silk is still by the mines when you return. As you approach, she stands up. I think it's safe. I was able to disable the little wires on the edge that sense your approach. Amazing what a few thrown rocks can do. We should move. Then before you can ask any more questions, Silk turns and walks swiftly past the mines, which, happily, don't explode. You know what? Well, I'm curious. Set to ally. Darn it. Silk is staring at a thick tangle of brambles. It looks like it would take hours of sweaty work with machetes to clear a way through them. Then the scout kneels and pulls aside a large clump of dried grass, revealing a narrow tunnel through. So then she looks over at you. Silk is trying to act unconcerned, but you travel with the scout long enough to see through her act. Our patrol is coming to an end, and with it, your training. I'd like to know more about how you disarmed those mines. In due time. For now, I suspect that we need to hurry. No more training? In the last few weeks, I've taken you through all the areas you will be patrolling, showed you the hidden paths, taught you what little I know. Now we're going to head back to Rockridge Keep. Commander Odell will ask you a few questions. Such as? Just questions, to determine where you are best placed and who you want to work with. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Say what you need to. I just want you to know that I've enjoyed traveling with you. You're competent and generally good company. I want you to know that if you want to be teamed up with me for patrols, I would not mind. Ooh. Options. I'm flattered. I'm eager to travel with you more. I would like to see what other scouts are available. No way, not with you. And I will need to think on this. We'll see. I'm thinking option 1. Totally thinking option 1. Yeah, why not? I'm flattered. Silk grows even more nervous. This is not about flattery, but survival. We would be trusting each other with our lives, after all. But I still need to know what you think. I am eager to travel with you more. Silk smiles. It's hard to tell through the dust of the trail, but you think you see the tiniest sign of a blush. I am pleased. I think that will increase our chances of survival a tiny amount. But I suppose there's one more little thing. One more thing? Silk looks grim. Yes, one thing. We need to get back to Rockridge Keep alive. Let's hurry. The scout crawls down the tunnel through the brambles. The conversation ends. I've never seen them really implement romance in their games, but if they did, that'd be kind of cool. Silk says, I have good news. We can return to Rockridge Keep. There are but a few paths we can check. There are a few more paths we can check, but I think we'd better return and report what we've seen. Stand back. I'm going to hide the path again. You move safely out of the way. There. As Silk disguises the path and conceals your tracks, you hear something to the north. Someone is hacking their way through the undergrowth. It's quiet at first, but whoever it is, it's getting closer quickly. Of course, it doesn't take long for the scout to hear it. Odd, she says. I wonder. The scout walks toward the thick brambles to the north, motioning for you to follow. Silk rests her hand on her weapon and watches the brush to the north. Be ready. I've never heard a Wildrum raider make so much noise. I doubt it's a problem, but we should wait and see. And then the invaders hack their way out in the open. What? Who? Gar! Run! You both see who you are facing, Silk gasps. I don't know how I missed this. How could they have... The ogres look no less surprised. They stare at you, not sure what to do. Silk takes a step back, looks at you and says, "This is no minor raid. Run!" And then she turns to flee. "Ogres, we mean you no harm." The ogres, dim creatures in the best of times, stare at you, unsure of what to do. It won't be long until they come to a decision. It will probably be violent. Sulk looks at you and shrugs. "Good effort, anyway, but I doubt they're here for tea and chat. Our mission now is to warn the fort. Run." She flees, not waiting to see if you follow. "Get them!" And we run. You see an encampment on the road ahead. Your spirits fall at first until you realize that these aren't rebel invaders come to cut you off. There's a blade master, the Kava, sitting at the fire, drinking from a mug of steaming liquid. When he entered the camp, he calmly sets down his mug, stands, and looks at you. "I am Watcher Gamal." You seem concerned. "Approach and report." The Kava blade master is waiting for you. "Stop a moment. Tell me what is happening. Is it Wildrum raiders again? I'll gladly spit them for you." That's what I want to know. What were those explosions? The Watcher shakes his head. "I don't know, but they come from down the road. Explosion, hot wind, big cloud of dust. Just getting ready to go investigate." I'm gonna go with option 3. "Ogres are attacking! Help me slay them!" Gamal seems taken aback. "Ogres? Here? I suppose we better teach them their kind isn't welcome in the Pact Lands." You move on and report to the keep. "We'll stop them here." There's a horn hanging from his belt. He removes it and raises it to his lips. "I will stay and help you fight." He looks over you and smiles. "A generous offer, but I think you'd be in the way. No offense. Your job is to spread the news. You follow Silk, we'll be fine." He blows a long, clear note on the horn. Any of your allies in the nearby woods now know that something is wrong. "Ah! I wanted to fight them." Well. So you have the relative safety of the pack encampment, but another explosion not far to the south. The ground shakes under your feet, and a cloud of dust and sulfur smoke washes over you. You catch up with Silk, and she looks disgusted at the results of the explosion. A heap of boulders and logs covers the road to the south. "Ah, Zenaris, you're all right. Good." The scout points at the debris. We could climb over that mess quickly enough, but you see what she's pointing at. Several large mines. They're concealed by a thin layer of dirt that the blast cleared away. There are just a few more visible, but I'm sure there are more. Can we disarm them? In time, perhaps. The raiders don't catch or kill us, or if a more concealed mine doesn't slay us, it wouldn't be wise to try. What do? We need to get our information to Rockridge Keep, but only one of us needs to get through. We need to split up. If we split up, we won't be able to fight as well. Zenaris, this is an invasion. If we have to fight, we're probably dead. I have this weird sinking feeling. She's going to die. Which way will we go? The larger path goes west, so I'll send you on that. Smaller, harder to find paths are to the east. I'll go that way. The important thing is to hurry. The sooner we get word to Commander Odell, the better our chances. What do you think is happening? Something big. Bigger than any of us saw coming. I only wish that I'd gotten more time. You try to ask what she meant by that, but she shakes her head. Damn it. I'll be going then. Turn to leave, but Silk puts her hand on your shoulders. Zenaris, I wish you the best of luck. I wish we'd had more time to wander the woods. Silk nods, as do I. Silk shakes her head. Enough time wasted. It's time. Go. When you nod, turn, and walk away. When you look back soon after, Silk is already heading down the east road. Damn it. This isn't going to turn out well for her. Just ahead, two bands of warriors face each other around an abandoned campsite. Fresh bodies on the ground nearby. Then you get close enough for a good look. You aren't hugely up to date on the politics of the area. Easily recognize two packed warriors on one side and a crowd of Wildrum rebels on the other. Unaware of your presence, the rebels attack the two vastly outnumbered soldiers. Then one of the packed soldiers notices you and does something you didn't predict. He points to you and shouts, "Avadon! Come to rescue us at last!" This has a dramatic effect. The rebels turn, notice you, and panic on their faces. "Yes! Avadon is here at last! Lay down your blades!" Rebels look truly terrified. Even in a state of decline, the name of Avadon still has the ability to inspire terror. The rebels still attack their prey. They are clearly shaken. Turret. You shot an arrow at me. How could you? Yeah, vitality, okay, I get you. It's like mana. The more I use skills, the less of it I have. I'd never have guessed that. And these guys are kind of weak. Yay for arrow turret. What is that? Oh, it's a rat. I don't care about rats. Yay! Two of them are dead. Wait for whatever other actors there are on the map. Turret is too far away for a good hit. Yeah, I'll say stop. You're not getting anywhere. The soldier is understandably grateful that you saved his life. I thought I was done for. You ask how to get to Rockridge Keep from here. Just take the path south and go east. You'll find the Rockridge road in no time. On the ground. It's kind of boring. Alright, run for it is. I did not notice you there. Maybe I'll get lucky. Hey, look at that. I got lucky. Guess what? Turret. Man, the Wildrum rebels are pretty weak. Good thing they're not like an organized military. Anything good? Ooh, potion, skin. Ooh, razor discs. Yeah. I have a ranged attack. I'm really happy. And he's down. I'm a mean one-shot machine. Forget swords. I've got razor discs. With great relief, you return to the main road heading to Rockridge Keep. All you need to do is follow it south and you'll be able to find the fort and make your report. There are no obstructions or guards. The way seems clear. And then you hear something to the east. Footsteps. Something huge, something loud, something fast. Decided it would be prudent to get out of the way. You conceal yourself behind one of the stone pillars that marks the path to the keep. Uh-oh. From your hiding place, you watch in horror as Silk runs down the road from the northeast. The scout's forehead bears a fresh wound and blood runs down her face. Then, as you start to step out to offer her aid, she notices you and waves you back. You see what's chasing Silk? You do what she wants. Ah, man. Silk is fleet of foot, but she is completely unable to outpace a Titan, especially wounded. And that is what is giving chase, an armed Titan, 12 feet tall with a throwing rock in one hand and a massive club in the other. The pact exiled all Titans to a desolate peninsula far to the south, under threat of death if they ever leave their lands. These creatures to be aiding the rebels is bad news. Silk realizes she is unable to outpace her massive pursuer, and so she turns to face him. Hold still, little thing. Why? Feeling tired? This is going to hurt. You don't scare me, Farlander. Titan stares down at your companion and laughs. Your taunts amuse me, little thing. I am Gorus the Hunter. I never lose my prey. Silk starts to snarl a retort, her voice choked with pain. However, before she can speak, the Titan's fist lashes out. You never imagined that a beast so large and clumsy can move so fast. And a moment later, Silk is on the ground. You back up into the shadows. The Titan looks around for other packed soldiers. The nasty laughs. He picks up Silk's body up and slings it over his shoulder. Then he and the ogres turn and walk back up the road. There's the sinking feeling. Once again, you are alone in the clearing. You survived the road to Rockridge. The road to Rockridge Keep awaits you. A grim journey with ugly news to report. Silk is either dead or a prisoner. Considering the blows Silk took today, you couldn't say which is more likely. That sucks. Horribly sucks. The road south to Rockridge Keep lies before you, clear and unguarded. You are where you need to be, but it didn't get here without great cost. It's time to go and warn the keep. And what else do we have floating around here? Junk. Oh, blasted up path. Junk. And the gray shaded area of area transition. Ooh, we have a map. Rockridge Keep. I don't know. It'd be interesting for the story if she lived. I hope she lived. It'd be better. It was a harrowing trip here, riding down side roads of owning bands of ogres and wildrum rebels, but you made it. The spires of Rockridge Keep rise from the stone peaks above you to the south. At last you can enter and give your report to Commander Odile. Then you see lines of smoke rising from the keep. The wind occasionally brings the sounds of screams and metal clashing on metal. You finally note the emitting fresh boot prints in the mud on the road. There's a battle going on here. To give your report, you'll need to pass through the battle lines. Oh yeah, I'm getting some experience. As you walk around the stand of trees, a woman catches sight of you. She is human, in her 30s, exhausted and covered with scratches. That's a really quick note I took on her. She's clad in steel armor and a sword is in her hand. When she sees you, she waves and runs to greet you. She gets close. You see that she has a familiar symbol on the chest of her armor. She is a blade master of the Kava, the symbol marks her as a hand of Avadon. She is a member of the most fearsome elite band of warriors tasked to defend the pact, and she is determined to speak with you. The Blade Master approaches you, sword in hand. When she gets close enough to see you clearly, she nods. I wasn't expecting to find you, but I'm glad I did. You are Zenaris, yes? Yes, I am Zenaris. She nods. I'm glad to hear it. I am Kalida, Blade Master and Hand of Avadon. She gives you a casual salute with a mailed hand. How do you know who I am? Commander Odile gave me descriptions of his scouts before he sent me out. What are you doing here? Slipping through the enemy assault, looking for scouts to rescue and isolated foes to slay, a Hand of Avadon goes where she is needed. I am trying to get to the keep. And so you shall. Odile will want to see you, and I will make it happen. Come. The gaze of Avadon watches over you now. You are a Hand of Avadon? Something very odd happens to Kalida when you ask the question. She opens her mouth to respond, then she freezes. Her eyes glaze over for several seconds. She stands perfectly still. That's weird. And then she starts moving again. She looks confused for a moment before saying simply, I am. Are you alright? She shows no sign of understanding what you were referring to. Only a few scratches, and to dispatch some rebels on the way out here. What do you do? Oh, I hunt the foes of the Pact. I use the power and privilege given me by Redbeard to hound our enemies without restraint. I welcome your assistance, just because the more people together, the less likely I am to die. Cleta nods. I'm glad, not that you could turn it aside. If the hand of Avadon decides on an act, that act will occur. I was traveling with a scout named Silk who fell to a Titan attack. Ah, my condolences. I received your description. This knowledge should be passed on to Odell. What is our plan? Go west and enter the keep gate, killing all those who stand in our way. No foe of the Pact will live, unless battle would mean our assured death. Then we will run and find another way. You continue up the steep road towards Rockridge Keep. Khalida moves to walk at your side. Joined by a Blade Master. Blade Masters are good at fighting. Also, they are tanks. Hey looky, I have a party. I wonder if this is the best idea. Maybe I should explore a little bit. Like, what's down here? Things to kill. Necklace. Oh, so much for those guys. Uh-oh. You have health. And you bring poison with you. Thank you for that wonderful tidbit. All these rats. Please don't die. Oh, they have their own inventory. That's joyous. Hey, wait, I have character points. When did I level up? Whatever. Strength, dexterity, intelligence, and endurance. Go with dexterity. What do I want to level up? Blade training, tool use, blade craft, charge turrets, build bolt flinger. Level 3, turrets can also occasionally spray razors. That's beautiful. I vote tool use. Because it's always good to know how to use a tool. As for you, my tanky little friend. Dum 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 dum. I shall make you better at killing things. Few things killed there. Off to go find other things to kill. Oh, nothing up there. I guess down the main path I go. Wounded Ogre. As you approach the Rockridge Keep, you meet a band of warriors fleeing the other way. Wretches, Wildrum Waiters, and a wounded ogre fleeing the keep. Their attack must have been repulsed. They stop and size you up, clearly interested in simply walking around you and heading to safety. Exhausted from your journey, you consider letting them pass, but then Khalida raises her blade. "What is before me?" she shouts. "Foes of the Pact! The only penalty for your offensive is death!" Hands of Avadon, clearly, have their own way of approaching these situations. Oh, they just left me alone. If you had shut up. Am I the only realize this ogre has like a butt ton of health? It's insane. And can hit really, really hard. Beautiful. Inventory, nope. Potions! No. Die, ranged attacker. So I may better kill this ogre. For the record, you are a retard. Leather jerkin, boots, and coins. I like being better